Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a nifty little round lighter made by Vulcan. You can see that clearly marked there on the front side. And then on the back, it is marked Japan. I believe this is identical to the Penguin Smile lighter. I don't see a name on this Vulcan though. It does have advertising on both sides and enameled brass plate that is affixed to the lighter. And actually, for the first time, I've never done this before, but I epoxied those plates back to the lighter. The advertisement is a little hard to read, but if you look very closely, you can see, well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I could when I took the picture and zoomed in, that it says Eidsen Dekle Products Inc. They're like a sign on the building. You have the building actually in orange, looks like trees behind it. Some doorways, maybe an entryway, maybe a bench out front. And I couldn't make out all of this advertisement on the back either. I believe this again says Eidsen Dekle Products, but I couldn't make out. It looks like it might say Danny Boy or something like that. Frozen Acres over here to the right, and then this orange strip along the middle says Birmingham and Mobile. So I'm assuming that this was an advertisement for an Alabama company. I love any lighter that is different. Of course, not different from being a Petrol lighter, but different in the sense that it is round and maybe even technically not round with the flat edges. Round on the top, or roundish, but several sections here of flat, sort of forming a flat curve, or forming a curve with these flat surfaces that are at different angles. This is what you would call an automatic lighter. You press the button, it lights, you release the button, and it snuffs out the flame. It has decent chrome remaining. It does show scuffs, scratches, wear, probably some dings. Definitely some dings and damage to the advertising plates that, as I mentioned earlier, I have epoxied back onto the lighter. Has a very small fuel hole, which I can't imagine would be very much fun at all to re-wick. Pull all that wadding out and then stuff it back in. So I don't know, we may make that a project at some point. See if that's a challenge that I want to undertake or not. It would probably be a good idea for any of us who use our old Petrol lighters to replace the wick in them with a more modern wick that doesn't contain asbestos in it. I don't know for a fact that all the old wicks had asbestos in it, but it seems pretty likely when they actually used to advertise Zippo advertised asbestos wicks. So asbestos was known for its anti-burning properties, and I guess at the time they just didn't have any idea that it might be bad for your health. So there are special precautions that should be taken any time that you're working with asbestos, and inhaling that flame onto a joint or cigarette from a wick that contains asbestos is probably not the greatest idea. Also, probably not a good idea to be cutting on them. It's one reason why I have ceased to employ the tug and snip method of refreshing your wick, and rather than doing that, we'll just replace the wick. So that's why I bring up the fact of possibly undertaking that project. But you can see that is a very small hole. That's going to be quite the challenge. I have faced some tough challenges in lighter repair and maintenance before. There's mechanisms here and there that are more difficult than others. The most difficult one that I can remember re-wicking was the Eidsen American. A little bit different than your typical closed tank type lighter because it's all done from the top. So has its own kind of challenges, which I'm sure this one would as well. But a nifty little lighter. You might remember the round Omska light that was similar to the Regent Junior or Rondette. Anything round like that, or like I said, pretty much anything novel, just different, is going to get my attention. You notice here there are striations on the thumb lever to help gain you purchase so your thumb doesn't slip. Looks like it still has the original wick. I did pull it up, did not snip it. As I mentioned a while ago, I've ceased that practice just because of the asbestos that might be released in the air. And while I am not afraid of dying, by God's grace in Jesus Christ, I have the hope of eternal life, but that doesn't mean that I want to die prematurely because I was breathing in something that I might have been able to live longer and be more useful and spend time with my grandkids and loved ones if I had not foolishly exposed myself to such a dangerous material. And I don't know. I really don't know that the wick is all that dangerous. I did watch a video here a while back. Boy, all of a sudden not wanting to light on us. I did watch a video a while back of a lawyer on YouTube who was explaining the dangers and some lawsuits because of asbestos. I don't know if there were any lawsuits in the lighter industry because of its use. There have been in several other instances. I know that asbestos was used in material that was used to tile floors and ceilings and stuff like that, and when it's worked with nowadays they have to keep it wet. So they say it's safe as long as it doesn't become airborne. But like I said, when you have that material in the wick of a petrol lighter then you are in effect inhaling that as you light up. So looks like I got it a little bit crooked putting that panel back on. The back looks pretty good. The front looks like it may be a little bit lower on this side than it was on that side, or than it is on that side. Either way, as I mentioned, a cool old lighter. Don't have any idea what I'm going to do with it. Just showing it off. Not going to use it as long as it's got this old wick in it, at least to light up the things that I smoke. But keep your eyes peeled. You might see this one in another project video or two, or just hanging out here on the set. Until next time.